So in the last video, we saw that all of my routes are working perfectly. However, there is one little problem. Even if I click on these links, it doesn't work. So there's no link added to my website. So let's try and resolve this issue. So if I go to my HTML, I can see that there are links present here. There's href content, right? That means there are links present. So all I have to do is probably just add slash here, because that is my path for home, slash contact here, that being the path for my contact, and here I'll write slash users. If I go back to my web browser, I will see that if I click on contact, now my links are working. If I click on users, the component changes, and so does my URL. So my URL is also changing along with the component here. But there is one little problem. Just have a look here at the reload option, okay? When I click on contact, the page reloads. When I click on users, the page reloads again. And that is how it is supposed to be with the anchor tag and href, right? When we send a request for another link, the page reloads. There's a new response created by the server, and this is bound to happen. But we would not like to have that on our website. We would like the user to have a seamless experience, and whenever a user clicks on certain link, the content should appear without the page being reloaded. So in order to do that, what we'll do is, here instead of this href, we are going to add something known as router link. Okay, so I'll just change this everywhere to router link. And now if I go and check my web browser, when I click on contact, the text appears, the URL also changes. When I click on users, the text again changes along with the URL. And have a look at this reload option, it doesn't reload. So my content is working fine without reloading the page. So we have achieved what we wanted to. And all of this happened because of this router link property. Okay. Also keep in mind that your path may not always be this simple. It may not always be just slash users. Most of the times it would be slash users slash maybe the name of the user or some ID of the user. It is usually like that in most of the websites we have seen. So if you have multiple paths to follow or multiple parts of your path, in that case you can also have this inside an array. So all the different parts can be a part of this array separated by commas. Okay. However, we don't need it right now. We will get into the details of this when we're using it. Okay. So just to repeat, router link is what helped us to change our links without reloading the page. But even now there's one slight problem, which is every time this home tab is being selected and everything else, even though it works, is not active. Like right now when it says contact works, my contact tab should be active and not home. Okay. So how do we rectify this problem or this error? Here it says class active. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to use another property here called router link active. And this I will mark as active. And I'm going to add this to all my links. So if I go and check it, now if I click on contact, you can see the contact tab is also active now. If I click on users, the users tab becomes active, but the home tab is forever active. No matter which tab I choose, the home is always active, right? And it shouldn't be the case. But why is this? It is because if I go back to my HTML, I will find that how this router link active works is whenever your link matches the path that is being provided by the route, it becomes active. Okay, so that is why when we click on contact, since the URL is /contact, it becomes active, and when I click on users, the URL becomes /users. So this tab becomes active. But why is home tab always active? That's because this path /nothing is always a part of the URL. Even if it's /contact or /users, this /nothing, which is the path for home, is always present on the URL. That is why this home is always active, along with whichever other tab matches your URL. So how do we rectify this? So here we'll use another property, router link active options. And here there would be not just a normal string, it would be a JavaScript object with a property called exact, whose value will be true. And since I am assigning the value of a JavaScript object to this has to be inside the square brackets. That means we have to use property binding. Only then this will work. So now if I save this, right now if you see, I have clicked the contact tab and home is not active anymore. When I click on users tab, only users tab is active, none of the other tabs are active. And this was because of what we just did. So basically this says that if the path that is being provided here is exact, that means it's just this and nothing else, then make it active. Otherwise don't. So now even if this is a part of all the other paths or all the other URLs that we have, it is not marking it as active because we have specifically said that make it active only when it's exactly this path. Okay. So with this, we have seen how to set up our routes, how to load our routes, and how to mark a particular link active when that route is being displayed. We will continue with the next set of routes property in the next video. Thank you.